So next, our third experiment is to design an ALU. ALU is nothing but arithmetic and logic unit. So we are going to write a Verilog code for our ALU and how to simulate and verify its result in Xilinx software. After that, you have to dump that code into our trainer kit and verify the program in the FPGA board. So here, as usual, the same apparatus are required. So here in 8-bit ALU, we have written a Verilog module code. So in this code, you can check the input of AB, which is each of which is carrying 8-bit capacity, and clock as an input, and opcode, which is nothing but, so we can set whenever the operation of addition has to perform, my opcode, whenever it is receives an opcode of 0. Similarly, whenever we need to perform a subtraction operation, we have to insert the opcode of 1. The same thing we can do for our all other operations like product operations, division operations, and tilt operations. So these all we are going to perform using always set, that is using case statement. So now we can go and simulate this in our Xilinx. I'm going to open Xilinx. Xilinx is getting open. So first of all, you have to close all the projects which are previously open. So go to File, click Close Project, and then again go to File and click New Project. And here you have to give the name. I'm going to give the same design name as the ALU. And then you have to choose the specification for our FPGA. So then Finish. Now you can check the project which is created here, and below this the device we are going to program. So highlighting the device, right click and choose new source. So in that new source file, click Verilog module and give the name as ALU. Then click next, next, then click finish. Then you have to replace the code. So we have typed the code here, and then now we have to save the code, and by highlighting the Verilog file we have typed, go and expand the synthesis and choose for the option check syntax and click run. See, now you got the message as process of check syntax has been completed successfully. So after that you have to again go to the device and click and go for new source, and this time you have to choose for Verilog text picture. So ALU underscore test. You have to type and give the file name like that. Then click next, click finish. Then the test bench code will be generated for this corresponding Verilog code. So in order to simulate and verify the output, you have to change the mode of operation. That is, initially while doing the process of typing the code and checking the syntax, everything has to be done in implementation mode. Now I have to choose the simulation mode, and then you have to check the test bench file which is to be added in this device. So it has been added, and then I'm going to highlight this, and you have to click iSim simulator and go for simulate behavior module and click run. Now the iSim window got open. Here you have to give the clock pulse as well as inputs. So force constant, I'm going to give the clock value first of all high. So give apply and OK. Then A. Force constant of 50. Apply. OK. And then here radix unsigned decimal. Force constant 10. Apply. OK. Then opcode, which is nothing but the process to be performed. In ALU there are 4 varieties of operations has to be performed. We have written the code. So here I'm going to give the value as 0 in terms of hexadecimal. Apply. OK. Then I have to save it, and using the same name you can find save. Then you can run and you can check for the output. So you can change the radix even. See, you can see. So initially first condition. So in our ALU I have written the first condition as whenever we are getting an opcode as 0, the both the inputs A and B have to be add and it has to be stored in our output P. So the same thing had happened here in our output P. The addition result of this 2 has been stored, which is nothing but 25. Then after that, for another condition, you can check another condition also by changing the clock input, because you have written the clock at always at passage of clock. So whenever the clock, whenever you need to change the operation, you have to change the clock pulse also. So by giving high value, low value, or else you can directly force the clock signal itself. Then after this we have to implement this code in our kit. Now we are going to see the kit implementation for our experiment ALU. Here we have written the code. You can check here. So whenever a binary in control input of 00 is given, we have the answer has to be added and we have to get the added output. Similarly for 001, subtracted output, and for 10 and operation output, and 11 OR operation, and for 100 you have to get the inverted operation, that is NOR operation. Then for kit implementation, you have to go and choose the device and right click it. There you have to select the option of new source. A new source wizard window will appear. Here you have to select implementation constraint file and give the file name. You can give the same name as we have given for our Verilog. Now we have already created that, so I am going to open it. So this is our implementation constraint file. Here I have given assigned the pin numbers to the concerned inputs. So these are the pin number. T14 I have assigned for A0 input, and T12, T9. Those LOC represents the pin numbers, and this net represents the input and output net ports which we have defined in our code. So here in our code, opcode and our output and input are given as a input AB or given as a net. So that net, the same syntax word you have to use here also for assigning the pin assignment. Once we assign this pin assignment, we have to save it, and after that in this design window you have to highlight that ALU file, and here in our process window you can check you have to run this implement design while highlighting this ALU, which I have already done here. Once you get the green tick mark, we have ready to implement. So after that you have to click the button of configure target device, right click and choose run. A new window will open. Click OK, and here choose the option of boundary scan, right click it, and here you place the cursor here and choose the option of add Xilinx device. Here you have to browse and get the ALU bit file which is generated, and this is that, and highlight the Xilinx device and right click that and choose the option of program. And here this device programming property, how to highlight FPGA device and choose OK. Now our program is downloading to our kit. Yes, once you got this, you can verify the output in our kit. Now we have to ensure that the parallel port of our CPU is connected with our FPGA port in JTAG mode. You can find it here, and after that here in switch number 12, 13 and 14 I have given as an opcode, that is our control input, and switch number 4 to 7 act as our A input, and switch number 8 to 11 will be acting as our B input. And while I am changing the control input, I can get the outputs. So here control input of 100 gives the inverted output of our A. Switch number 4 and switch number 5, 6 and 7, you can see the LEDs are glowing, which is nothing but my toggle switch of S4 is in 1 mode. So now the L16 LED is not blinking, and for S5 it is in 0. So the LED 1 of our L15 is blinking. For switch 6 also which is in 1. So our LED is not glowing, indicating it is 1. Since I have given the
control input of 100, which is nothing but our A input has to be toggle. Once I change the control input to another form, we can get the another results. You can check it that. So here you can check it that. So once I change it, it will get changed. So in this way our ALU operation can be executed.